What is up, football fans? This is Play Action Takes presented by Apollo Media. This episode is brought to you by Zing Zang's Blazing Bloody Mary Mix, as well as the Celebrity Mint. Go check them out. Links are in the description below on YouTube. I'm here with my guys, Garrett and Noah. We've got more football to watch this week. We're on to week 13.
Again? I'm just kidding. I'm excited, dude.
Yeah, I'm tired of it. I'm ready for it to end.
I'm tired of the best sport I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Said no one ever, right? No, week 13 is crazy. I know we say this all the time, but like it's coming down. I mean, we're almost done here. It's been a really fun NFL season, and it's gone by really fast.
I feel like we've mentioned it a lot on the pod recently, but our fantasy matchups are now getting down to the nitty-gritty. Playoffs start week 15 in the Apollo Media League. Week 13. It's getting tight in the Apollo Media League as well. Spot number 1 is very much up for grabs still.
Yeah.
Yes, it is, Josh. If you didn't hear him, that's producer Josh in the background. Josh and I are facing off this week for the number 1 seed. I'm a little nervous. He's outplayed his coverage.
Fuck our league. My team is in shambles because of injuries. In my other league, I'm way better. So I only care about that league now.
Yeah, I'm 5-7 in the Apollo League, and
me too.
I think I gotta blow it up. I mean, I gotta rebuild.
Trade everybody.
Joe Burrow and T. Higgins both being out is like, and I got injuries at the wazoo. Aaron Jones has been injured all season long. I'm cooked.
I took Raheem Mostert in one of the last 2 or 3 rounds in that draft. He is running back number 2 behind Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Pretty good.
I'm in the shit house.
This isn't a fantasy football podcast. We're going to talk some real football here. Breaking news. We're recording this Wednesday, November 29th it's 12:12 p.m. currently, Central God's time zone. Aaron Rodgers' practice window has been open. That means he has 21 days to get activated to the active roster in order to play for the Jets this season.
Why?
I don't know how that's possible, but I'm all for it. I'm ready. We got robbed of this earlier in the season. So, let's make up for it. Give me the craziest comeback story of all time.
Dude, stop.
Aaron Rodgers comes back, leads the Jets somehow to a wild card berth. I don't know how it could happen, but
stop glazing.
Dude,
you sound insane.
Come back, wild card berth, go to the Super Bowl, win it.
God.
Bing, bang, boom.
Can we stop talking about the Jets so much? Because that's when Noah, sleeper cell agent, gets fucking activated, and he's like, "Oh, fucking Aaron Rodgers, and starts going crazy about it. He goes rabid.
I don't know I guess it could theoretically be possible, but if we got a Dolphins-Jets AFC championship,
they won't even fucking be there, though.
Yeah, sure. That sounds great to me.
Yeah,
that sounds
but with Aaron Rodgers,
Aaron
Rodgers beats the Dolphins somehow.
We've seen this defense. This defense isn't as good as we all thought it was going to be.
True.
When you're on the field 90% of the game.
Yeah, that doesn't help. But all I know is these 3rd and 4th string offensive linemen for the Miami Dolphins last week were just handling Quinnen Williams until he decided to throw punches and get tossed out of the game. But other than that, the 3rd string offensive lineman in the guard position or on the tackles for the Miami Dolphins is handling your quote-unquote top 2 defensive line. Seems like there's more of an issue there.
Yeah, I mean, in actuality, there's no way that Aaron is going to play this year, I don't think. And not that he can't, because I do think he'd be healthy enough somehow. I don't know the science. I don't know how it's possible, but I believe that he can play. But I don't think the Jets are in a position to risk that right now. If the Jets had a few more wins, absolutely. But the Jets are sitting here, 4-7 right now.
Yeah.
It's just not – there's no reason for Aaron to come back. So I don't think he will. I don't think they'd risk it. They'd only risk it if they had a chance of actually making some sort of run, which they don't have a chance.
Aaron said it the other day. I think it was either on Pat McAfee or whatever media run that Aaron Rodgers does every week. He said that his health and the Jets' playoff hopes are dependent on whether he comes back this season or not. If you look at it right now, at the state of the team, the state of coaching staff, the state of the other quarterbacks, there are no playoff hopes.
No.
Why are we even opening the practice window?
For money. They like money. They want to be like, hey, come to the last stretch of games. Aaron Rodgers is going to be playing. Might not matter, but Aaron's playing, and that will get asses in the seats.
Well, here's
it
the
will get
deal.
asses in the seats.
I currently have tickets to see the Jets play the Texans at MetLife. I hope for my sake that that's the game Aaron Rodgers comes back.
That's in a week and a half.
I know. It would be amazing. That would be amazing.
But also, like, why? Why do you not want Tim Boyle to fucking start?
Well, I mean, I get it. I guess I don't think I'm not scared of Aaron Rodgers right now. Like, I don't think he's going to come back and destroy the Texans. But I just want to see it because I'll be at the game. That would be crazy.
Confused, dog. You're confused.
I'm not confused. I just want to see it. Look, dude.
Are you a goddamn Jets fan or are you a Texans fan?
I'm a Texans fan, obviously. But the Texans, I don't care if it's Tim Boyle or Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers coming off of an injury, they're not beating the Texans. Right. I'm not scared of them either way. No. So I'd rather just watch Aaron Rodgers come back and play just because that would be a wild thing to see. But
I want to say some words here.
All right.
Last season, as a Miami Dolphins fan, I am in Miami on Christmas Day in Hard Rock Stadium. Sounds like a wonderful Christmas. Me and my dad are ecstatic. My wife, my mother, and my sister are all pissed off that we're going to a football game on Christmas. It was a wonderful mix. It was awesome. It was great.
Yeah.
We played the Green Bay Packers with said Aaron Rodgers. You do not want to play Aaron Rodgers in December. It's just speaking from personal experience. I don't care if he's coming off an Achilles injury. If it's Aaron Rodgers playing against your Houston Texans with playoff hopes in mind, which my Miami Dolphins had last season, which they ended up making it. They beat the Jets into the skid. But you just don't want to play him in December. And it's 10 days, 11 days from now. It's not happening, but terrible.
Let me rephrase. I'd rather the Texans play the Tim Boyle-led Jets, no doubt, right? Or Zach Wilson or whoever. But if they did announce that Aaron Rodgers was going to come back for that game, I'd be pretty pumped just because I get to see him play in person. I'd be like, "Holy shit, that's insane!"
Are you also going to cheer? Are you going to cheer if the Jets win?
No.
Are you going to be like, "Yeah, Aaron"?
No. If the Jets beat the Texans, I'll be in shambles. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, I'm going to be in shambles, but I will still be there in person, seeing Aaron Rodgers' first game back off a crazy healing process. It would just be a wild thing to say I was there for. So that's why. But
Noah's going to be in the stands in MetLife with a Dolphins hat, a Davis Mills jersey, and Aaron Rodgers written on his forehead. It's going to be terrible.
That actually would be funny if I wore the Dolphins hat and a Texans jersey to MetLife, because then it would be like I'm an op because I'm wearing your division rival, and then also I'm rooting for the team you're playing. Like, every Jets fan would just hate me times 2.
You're going to end up with like Aaron Rodgers tattooed underneath your eyelids like Post Malone has always depressed.
Look, yeah. But I hope Aaron can come back soon. I just want to see it happen.
All right. I think that's enough Aaron Rodgers talk. His practice window is open. He's got 21 days.
I don't think Garrett said anything that whole time about it.
No, I don't think he did. He's frustrated that we're still talking about the Jets and Aaron Rodgers.
It's stupid.
We talk about him every week.
He's not going to play. They're going to be like, they're going to drop a few more games and be like, all right, well, I mean, why even do it? Unless they do really just want money that bad, which they're the Jets. Of course they do. So
yeah.
I said it preseason on Off the Gridiron, one of the first episodes we did. The Dolphins were going to put the Jets in the dirt on Black Friday.
They certainly did.
It was a little bit different than we thought it was going to be, but here we are. They're done. There's no reason for Aaron Rodgers to come back. This episode is brought to you by Zing Zang's Blazing Bloody Mary Mix. If you haven't already, go get your Zing Zang Blazing Bloody Mary Mix. You can get it pre-made with vodka infused into the mix, or you can get your own mix and mix in your own vodka if you like Grey Goose or Belvedere, or if you just like Smirnoff. You can just go do all those things. Add it. The Blazing Bloody Mary Mix from Zing Zang. It's bacon infused. It's delicious. Add some celery and bacon or whatever else you choose to add to your Bloody Mary. Get your Zing Zang Blazing Bloody Mary Mix today. Boys, the slate's a little rough this week.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. Usually when we say that, it turns out to be an awesome slate.
Yeah, I'm just speaking it into existence here. Thursday night, Seahawks at Cowboys -9. Can the Cowboys beat a bad, good team? or a good bad team. I don't know what they are.
They
The Seahawks are.
they will.
They're gonna pummel the Seahawks. Sadly,
Yeah, Gino is playing hurt. Kenneth Walker's out. I think they have a few injuries on that defense.
yeah.
And now, like, after that beatdown they got on Thanksgiving night from the 49ers, because it looks like the 49ers are fully all the way back.
Yeah.
Morale is
it's
low.
not looking. It's looking. I still think the Seahawks will sneak in the playoffs, but they won't get in the way they wanted to or thought they would.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think the Cowboys handle that pretty easily. I think the Cowboys go on a tear to end the season. I think they're going to make a statement. I think that game on Thanksgiving against the Commanders was kind of the beginning of this like run they're going to go on. Because the Cowboys are the Cowboys. They have a lot of doubters. Even when they're good, even when they're having seasons like this, people don't give them the respect. And I think they're going to try to play their ass off for the rest of the year just to quiet the disrespect a little bit. And I think the Seahawks are going to be victim number one because this is going to be bad. Also the Seahawks, like Garrett said, they're beat up. They're just not. They're not who they should be right now.
They have no momentum right now at all.
It's the opposite of what me and Garrett thought was going to happen this season. We thought that the Seahawks were going to be good. We thought the offense had some continuity. Added JSN, another year of DK and Tyler Lockett and Kenneth Walker. Like, you thought it was going to be good. The offensive line added some pieces, and pretty much everyone got hurt on the offensive line. And then Kenneth Walker gets hurt. Geno Smith gets hurt. And they weren't even playing well beforehand when no one was hurt. So not great. Not great at all.
DK needs to get his money up and his not his funnies up, because like that guy fucking sucks.
He sucks. That's what I'm saying. We talk about deeper receivers, and he wants to be one so badly.
And Jameson is more viable option right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's not even like there. He's just like a rookie, whatever. He's fine. He'll be good. But like DK is supposed to be like, oh wow, you've had 1,300 yards before, dude. You're really good. Now he fucking sucks, dude.
No.
Yeah, DK
he had
Metcalf
he had 30 yards last week.
DK has like 2 career highlights. One was in college during the Egg Bowl. He got on the ground and lifted his leg like he was dog peeing against Mississippi State after he scored a touchdown. Congrats. That team was dirty and they broke Nick Fitzgerald's ankle. The other one was when he chased down Budda Baker on that interception on a Thursday night or a primetime game. That was pretty cool. Other than that, DK, you run really fast in a straight line.
Neither of those have anything to do with catching a ball.
My point exactly.
Yeah, like he sucks, and he acts like he's cold, and he's just not, and it's embarrassing.
I mean, he's rocking with 3 touchdowns this year. Like I mean, in the past he started rookie season 7, second year 10, third year 12, and then he's just 3 touchdowns so far this year. God, the fall off is kind of crazy.
You know what I would do if I was Seattle? I'd say, hey, look, this receiver thing ain't working out for you. We're putting you at defensive end. Come off the edge.
I'm putting him
He's
at
big
safety.
as shit. Dude,
Safety.
he'd be crazy. He would honestly he would get like 10, 11 sacks.
Edge rusher, he's big, he's fast. Just put on some pounds and fucking set him, put him on the edge and go get him.
Yeah.
You cut Jamal Adams and you put DK in Jamal Adams' spot.
That's absolutely the move.
Middle linebacker, safety, just living it up. But the one thing we didn't talk about in the MVP conversation on the last episode was Dak Prescott.
Yep, Dackery Prescott playing his way into MVP conversation. Sure you know what? How about this? A long time ago, me as a Texans fan, I was born and bred to hate the Cowboys. I was raised to hate them. I don't hate them anymore. I honestly never really hated him. I was like, you know what? I like Tony Romo. I think he's cold. I like the way DeMarco Murray runs. I'm like, you know what? The curse of being America's team is that you always get doubted, even when you're good. And that's what's happening this year. I would not fucking mind at all. I actually would really like to see the Cowboys make a deep playoff run.
Me too.
Super Bowl run, maybe. Just for Dak, because Dak is playing lights out. And I know the whole, you can't beat good teams. You see his numbers against like the Eagles this year, the game that they lost, dude, he went off.
Yeah.
So he's playing really well. He might be MVP. I would like, you know what? Let's go, boys. what's the Weedham boys? Yeah.
Weedham boys, yeah. No, Dak is absolutely someone who constantly gets shit on. We were talking about it a couple weeks ago. Everyone talks about his interception numbers, but if you look at Josh Allen and his turnovers, it's just way worse. And I like Dak. I always have. I think he's a cool story. I think any of those quarterbacks that get drafted in the later rounds that just automatic for some reason just become like that dude. I always like that. I always root for them. And same Garrett, I'm always kind of rooted against the Cowboys, but I don't really see any reason to. They're in the NFC. They have nothing to do with us. So yeah,
they're a Texas team,
yeah, go
I
boys.
know they're Dallas, but fucking,
Yeah, but still, go boys.
I got nothing against Dallas.
For some reason I
dislike their
like
hat.
CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb played at Oklahoma. I should hate him, but I like him. Yeah, I like what they got going.
You like Micah
is fun.
Parsons. I like the Cowboys.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, the Cowboys Texans dynamic is interesting because, like, as a Dolphins fan, I should probably hate Tampa and Jacksonville, right?
Yeah,
don't care.
No.
They're not in my division. There's like one meaningful game that happened between Jacksonville and Miami in 1999, or 2000 playoff game where Jacksonville put up 60-something points on the Dolphins and ended Dan Marino's career.
Yeah,
fuck you guys for that. But other than that, I was 3 years old. 4 years old. I don't care.
Tampa Bay has never been. Tampa Bay's in the NFC. It's not a threat to the Dolphins. Jacksonville's barely ever, like you mentioned, been a threat at all to the even in the AFC. This year might be a little tricky, but
a little bit. But yeah,
still.
Not worried. And yeah, I wish we could do some realignment with the divisions. I would hate to lose like Jets, Bills, New England, but put them with another team up there and let Miami, Jacksonville, Tampa have a little. And the Atlanta, just have like the Georgia, Florida, Georgia line division, the Florida, Georgia line division. And then they get to write all the songs for all the pregame music.
Okay,
that'd be sick. I'm cooking.
I'm on board. I'm on board with that.
For sure.
I like the name too. It's catchy. Yeah.
It's not
bad.
Know
what would be super dope is if if the Cowboys and the Texans could be in the same division. Like in the Texas, like that would be.
And then you throw the Saints in there.
Stuff.
Throw the Saints in there.
Yeah,
then you got the Houston NOLA fans.
Would be a bloodbath, honestly.
It would be wild.
Fun. I don't know who the fourth team is, but that'd be fun. We'll do that in the offseason. We'll do an NFL realignment with the divisions.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. We'll save that for the offseason. But Cowboys, you should win on Thursday night. Moving on to a game that y'all are going to preview later in the week, but Broncos at Texans. Texans are minus 3.5 point favorites, according to the ESPN app. It's a must win for both teams.
I know. I know. And I'm pissed that it's like, hey, you know what? You know what the Texans are fucking doing? If they don't make the postseason, if they don't make any noise later in this year, fucking expected, right? But they gave me hope. They gave me hope. Don't flame out like this. Going 6-4 and then just like cutting a dime, and then the season changes when you get the game stolen. You come out there and you hit them in the mouth. Sorry, this isn't off the gridiron, dude, but I'm fucking getting pumped.
Yeah. I mean, it is a must win, and that's why I'm scared. I mean, going into last week's game, I was scared. I didn't feel good about it ever. I mean, I was hoping the Texans would win, and I was predicting them to win, but we were all terrified, and I kind of feel the same. Especially they're in a 5-game win streak right now. Like they're nuts at the moment, and they, like Stoney said, they know it's a must win. The Texans know it's a must win. I mean, we got to come dialed. I mean, the Texans got to come in dialed, and Titus Howard, losing him sucks. He's out for the season. That's a huge blow. But also, the offensive line has shown their depth earlier this year when guys were out. So I'm not too worried about that. But we saw what Jacksonville did to the offensive line, even with Titus Howard. And Jacksonville, I mean, they have a crazy front seven, but Denver has a good defense too. So they're probably going to look what Jacksonville did and try to replicate it. Hopefully we have an answer. I'm terrified. I'm happy we're favorites, but
I don't understand how we're favorites. I'm not going to lie. I don't understand how we're favorites.
You're at home.
I don't either.
At home, but at the same time, like I really
actually, I mean, I do. We're still hot. We lost a really close game to a good Jacksonville team, even though I don't want to give them the credit for that, but they're good. I get why we're the favorites, but Denver's just hot, and that's what's scary. I mean, that's what it is. Theoretically, the Texans should win, but who knows?
From an outsider's perspective, So I'm rooting for the Texans. I have love and affection for you boys, so I want to see your team succeed until our teams end up facing off in the AFC Championship game or divisional round, whichever it may be.
Yeah.
But this Broncos team is interesting. Just it's weird. Like the offense is not good.
No.
It is check down Russ down to every play. Cortland Sutton, the scramble, Cortland Sutton's in the corner of the end zone. Russ finds a way to sidearm it into him over the defender. That's their touchdown play. Javonte Williams is there. Their offense is weird. It doesn't seem like it should work, but somehow it's working because it's incredibly predictable. But somehow Russ and Sean Payton make it work. The defense is where I'm concerned for you guys.
Yeah, that defense is.
It is not the same team that we saw week 3. Week 3, I was there. There was no defense. There was 10 touchdowns scored by the Miami Dolphins, and since then they've been good defensively. Patrick Surtain II has looked every bit as much the best corner in the league since then. He got cooked the first 3 weeks of the season, not even just against the Dolphins. He was just getting kind of cooked everywhere by every team. I think after week 5 or so, that he's looked incredible. I don't know. I don't know. Their defense looks like it did last season, where we're like, okay, they've got a defense now. If they can get a coach in here to actually run offense, they're at that point.
I mean, props to the Broncos though. I mean, at the trade deadline, everyone told them to sell, get rid of Pat Surtain. Apparently, everyone was available. All that shit, and they didn't really. They didn't get rid of many people. They might. I don't know. I don't remember. I think they made one trade.
They cut a few guys. They cut a few
like
players.
Frank Clark.
But overall, nothing. They didn't really get rid of any of their big pieces. And look at them now. I mean, they're making a run. Also, I mean, Russ is having a sneaky good year. I mean, 20 touchdowns and 4 interceptions compared to C.J. Stroud's 19 and 5. But the only thing is, Stroud has over 1,000 more passing yards. Has 1,100 more passing yards, which is interesting. But it definitely. I don't really know how that's working. I haven't really watched the Broncos too much on this win streak. I should probably go look at what they're doing, but
they're beating good teams.
I know they are. I know they're beating good teams, but I mean, that touchdown to interception ratio from Russ speaks for itself. 20-4. I mean, you can't. That's damn good. So I don't know. I really have no idea how this game's going to go down. I can't even really predict it.
Do y'all want to hear the rest of the schedule for the Broncos?
Yeah.
It is.
It's Texans, obviously. Chargers in LA. Detroit. New England in Denver.
Win.
Chargers in Denver.
Probably a win.
Raiders in Vegas.
Probably a win.
They have a fucking pretty easy schedule going.
They might only lose. I mean, hopefully they lose to the Texans, and the Lions will probably beat them.
Are we sure though? Because
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. The Lions are confusing me right now.
The Lions are confusing, but they should win. I don't know if they will, but they should. But all those other games, I mean, Chargers twice is pretty easy. Raiders is easy. I mean,
I don't know if Raiders is necessarily easy anymore. The Chiefs had some trouble.
They can still do it though.
The Chiefs and Dolphins just had trouble. They could still beat them. I just don't think Raiders in Vegas is as easy as we think.
True, that's true. But the Chargers twice as easy, and Patriots in Denver is gonna be like taking candy.
Yeah, that's a 40-7 game. Yeah. So it's an interesting game. It's gonna be fun. I think is that 12 o'clock game. That'll be on the big screen. I'll put that one on the big screen.
They had it at 3. They had it at 3. And then moved it to 12 because they were like, we want a more wider audience. I'm like, why didn't you just move it to Sunday Night Football?
Actually, I won't have it on the big screen. I'll have the Dolphins on the big screen. Playing the Commanders. Don't really care. That's a fun game. We just mentioned the Chargers name a few times there. It looks like every sign is pointing towards Brandon Staley being fired after the season. Just wanted to point that out. Expected and deserved. Brandon Staley, congrats on your defensive coordinator job next year, either in college or in the pros. You're going to have a great time. Actually, Brandon Staley, if you want to be a defensive coordinator, why don't you march on down to Starkville, Mississippi State, proven defensive coordinator. Bring it on down. D-line,
you would welcome with open arms, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would love Brandon Staley as my defensive coordinator. We're going to score a lot of points, and we got a defensive line that's really good. So Brandon Staley, that's my pitch. Starkville, Mississippi. We got great food, barbecue. If you like smoked wings, we got a lot of those. Two Brothers tacos.
I'm hungry.
Try them out.
the NFL head coach in LA going to be a defensive coordinator in Mississippi is like that's like a Hallmark movie. That's like that's one of them like, oh, the big city. I got a new job down in Mississippi.
And it's Christmas time, and he falls in love
Yeah, and
with
he
this little
falls in love.
small-town
Brandon
girl
Staley's
on
probably
Main Street.
married, but
Yeah.
who knows? He has a
And
mistress, perhaps.
he learns a crazy lesson at the end.
Yeah.
He
He's
proposes
like,
in the Cotton
maybe
District. Oh, it's right in front of the fountain. Get hammered right in front of the fountain. Oh, yeah, this is just great. I'm gonna write the movie. Brandon Staley, come on down. Start from
he's gonna get arrested. Like he's gonna get like publicly intoxicated and like get arrested and be put in a little jail cell. And his fucking his mentor is like the guy he lives with, like bails him out. And he's like, "Why'd you bail me out?" He's like, "Everyone deserves a second chance."
There it is.
Especially during Christmas.
Dude,
like,
we're cooking.
It writes itself, man.
Write this down. Write this down.
Brandon Staley to start, Phil. I'm going to write it down. Make sure we clip this, Josh, so we have this just handy to show to Brandon Staley when he gets fired.
Yeah. And also fucking Hallmark. And he'll be like, dude, this is awesome.
We're going to make so much money. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Last game of the week is again at 3:25. I don't understand what we're doing with this. Why can't we have this on Sunday night? Monday night? I get not wanting to put it on Monday night. Sure.
Make Sunday night great again, dude.
Make Sunday night great again. Also, Chris Collinsworth, not on the call last week, really broke my brain. Jason Garrett speaking into my speakers for 4 hours. That was terrible.
You know what, though? I liked it. Because having Chris Collinsworth there with Mike Tirico, I'm still like halfway like in old Sunday night football territory. I'm like, where's Al? Where's Al?
That's
Getting
fair.
Chris out of there completely, I'm like, all right, this is new. This is new. This like put me in the new mindset, dude. Also get better games. I don't know.
Yeah, no, for sure. But 49ers are 3-point favorites on the road in Philadelphia. How in the world are the 49ers favored by 3 points?
I don't know.
I mean, they're damn good. I mean, I guess, but I just don't. It's the Eagles. They're 10-1, dude. I don't get what they need to do to get respect, especially from a team like this, the Niners, we know they're really good. They're insanely good, but they've lost 3 games, and there was a little stretch there where they were looking pretty sus. And the Eagles I haven't seen that from them at all. I mean, they lost to the Jets, but still, I mean, there's always going to be one of those games, but they're unstoppable. I have no idea why Vegas thinks the Niners, especially in Philly.
1.5 favor of Philly. That's where I'm at. Like 1.5 would make sense.
Yeah,
I'd see that. I was like, I mean, it's low, but I get it. 2, I'm like, okay, all right. 2.5, and then we're like, all right, we're pushing it.
Yeah.
1.5 is the perfect line on this. I don't get it. The 49ers are rolling. The defense looks horrifying, unstoppable. The defensive line has 15 sacks in the last 3 games. Not great if you're Philly and Jalen Hurts coming off of that bruise on your knee, contusion, as they said last week. So I get why the 49ers have a little bit of favoritism here, but it's on the road in Philly. That's where I'm at.
That's wild.
Why the fuck do these really good teams, like the 2 best teams in the NFL, just make trades look so easy? You know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, our team probably can't trade for Kevin Byard, dude. Fucking. And then the Eagles just do it, and they're like, we just did it. And it's like,
and he's good.
What the fuck? Or it's like, man, I wish we could trade for Chase Young. Seems like a long shot. I don't know. And then the fucking Niners just like, we'll do that, but we'll underspend like crazy on it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Here's a third.
I don't know. They just make it look easy. I don't know if that's just good GM or teams are just afraid to like make trades like that. Like I don't know. But it's fucking now you have the 2 best teams that are even better after the trade deadline.
Yeah,
and they're like 2-headed. Two David and Goliath, not really David and Goliath, but Goliath and Goliath going after each other this weekend.
It's definitely the 2 best teams in football right now, bar none. I mean, the AFC, they have a handful of really, really, really good teams, but if we're talking on tier list, this is the S tier, and then A tiers after that with all the AFC teams. I'm interested to see how Jalen Hurts dissects this defense like they did last year in the NFC Championship game. I mean, the Eagles' offense just kind of steamrolled them. Yeah. Just killed them. I know Brock Purdy wasn't in the game. Get it.
Still, though.
Yeah. Brock Purdy's back. Weapons are back. Christian McCaffrey's been in this system for over a year and a half now. It's going to be interesting. And the 325 game, actually, I don't hate it. I just wish it was a Sunday night game because I don't want to watch bad football on Sunday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, decade
Chiefs
ago,
and Packers are kind of cooking right now, but still, it's like this has Sunday Night Football written all over it.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, I don't know why they're just like, no, let's make it. I don't know who's the Sunday night game this week. You know,
Chiefs Packers.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like let's funny, let's make Jordan Love and Patrick Mahomes face each other on Sunday night when that slate, that Eagles and 49ers game is staring at you right in the face. Yeah. A decade ago, the NFL would have put that maybe the first game of the season on Sunday night.
Yeah,
it would have been like, no, two best teams. Like, yeah, that's Sunday night, opening night, Sunday night game written all over it. Now they're just like, yeah, 325, America's game of the week. I'm like, what?
You could say that this is the best rivalry right now in the NFL that we have.
Yeah, no, easily. Yeah. It's the two best teams. They just came off of a NFC Championship game that should have gone differently. It should have gone differently. Yeah. And now it's like, oh, it's here it is, the rematch everyone's been waiting for. That's at 3:00 though. So
it's probably going to be the Tony Romo game too, right? I'm going to look.
Yeah. If it's CBS, yeah. I don't know if it is though. Dude, the CBS and Fox thing, they started getting cute.
Oh, it's on Fox. So maybe it's the Greg Olsen game.
Yeah, Greg Olsen game and Kevin Burkhardt.
Sure. Kevin Burkhardt's they're underrated.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
They're good. They ain't no Troy and Joe, but I mean, they're good.
And they're no Tony and Jim either, but they're really good.
And Greg Olsen throwing his hat in the ring for the Carolina Panthers head coaching job. Why not?
I think he's just fucking around. Yeah, he's just like what?
Why not? I mean, it's a thing. I mean, and he probably won't, but I would love that. That'd be a cool hire. Bring in Luke Kuechly to be the defensive coordinator.
Oh, now we're cooking. We got the D'Amico Ryans 2.0.
Yeah,
that's a thing. Like now, it's like I bet you the Texans are gonna have this new model where it's like, hey, just hire like a really smart-minded football guy that used to play for your team and he's still young and stuff. He can be a player's coach. Texans did it to D'Amico, and look what happened to them. They're good now. So like, I think more teams are gonna be like, well, shit, you know, like I mean, hey, Greg Olsen as their head coach, he's smart. He's a likable guy. You know, let's do it.
The Dolphins have done it. Wes Welker's the wide receivers coach. Sam Madison and Patrick Surtain last year were the corners, the secondary coach. I don't know. Let's just keep doing it. It's more fun that way. See all the players from your childhood come back and just be coordinators and head coaches eventually.
It's
cool.
Know.
It makes me feel warm and fuzzy.
I bet you Patriots fans, when they see Gerard Mayo as their linebackers coach, they're like,
oh,
fuck yes.
He's going to be the head coach next
season. Now he's our guy again. He's just coaching. Like, that's cool.
He's their head coach next season.
Yeah, probably.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. I kind of wanted him a few years ago on the Texans. I was like,
me too.
He's fucking.
Yeah, so I think y'all interviewed him last year, and then before you hired D'Amico, and after the interview, I think Belichick and Kraft made him defensive coordinator this season to keep him in place for a little bit, just so when Billy Boy decides to hang it up and go to Washington or LA, Gerard Mayo stepping in.
That's cool.
It's happening.
Coach Mayo.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
The Mayo boys.
A lot of coach. I mean, we're gonna be monitoring this coaching carousel for the next few weeks because there's gonna be a lot of fucking coaches fired.
Dude. Yeah. So off the riff,
a lot of coaches fired.
Off the riff, we're gonna have Brandon Staley, got Ron Rivera,
Eberflus,
Frank Reich in Carolina. We're already at 4.
He's gone. Yeah.
Robert Saleh, maybe. I think he gets another year because Aaron Rodgers got hurt.
Saleh's going to get another year. Yeah.
He'll probably get another year. Yeah. But we're looking around 5 to 7 probably.
Yeah, dude.
Eventually after the season. I don't know. It's going to be fun.
Who knows if the Cowboys flame out in the first or second round again, you could see Mike McCarthy
maybe
being fired, you know,
That's true. If they're a pretty early exit in the playoffs, Mike McCarthy's got to go.
I can see Dennis Allen getting fired.
My early prediction for the Chargers head coaching job is Joe Brady. I think that's what's going to happen. I think the Lions. I think so. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah,
Joe Brady
from Detroit,
offensive coordinator of the Buffalo Bills now, interim.
Yeah. Oh wait, no. Sorry, not Joe Brady. Who's Detroit's offensive coordinator?
Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson.
That's who I'm thinking of. Not Joe Brady. Excuse me. Ben Johnson.
You said Joe Brady, and I was like,
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, excuse me. Sorry, Ben Johnson. Yeah, Ben Johnson. He'll be the Chargers' next head coach.
I could see Todd Bowles getting fired. I could see Dable maybe getting the hook. You know, I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. They might just.
Dable will get another one. He'll get another one. I don't know why, but he'll get another one.
Maybe. We'll see.
It's gross. But that was coach talk. We'll save that for the off season once it starts cooking again. We just went through the carousel with college, so it was like a drug. Like I had just so much dopamine in my system watching
Dana.
all of the coaching hirings and firings and the Mark Stoops drama in Texas A&M. That was fun. It was a great time. Can't wait for the NFL circle of death.
Cliff Kingsbury for UH job. That's what I like.
Or Gary Patterson.
Why? Yeah, I would take Gary Patterson. That just Cliff Kingsbury. All right, this has been Play Action Takes presented by Zing Zang's Blazing Bloody Mary Mix as well as Celebrity Mint. Go check them out. Then the description below there will be links. Week 13, boys. It's upon us.
I'm excited, man. Let's get another good slate of football and a sneaky slate. I'd say.
I think this is going to be a sneaky, really good week. I think this is going to be nice.
I think so too.
Hope to see y'all on Victory Monday for both of us. That would be delightful.
That would be ideal.
Let's have a great weekend of football, boys.
Let's do it.
Yep. Let's do it. Watch football. Watch NFL.